Well then, my dear lovers of spending half a paycheck on magical berries from the Amazon jungle, sit down, pour yourself a cup of regular tea, not a $5 matcha, and prepare yourselves. Today we are going to save your budget with the cold cynicism of an experienced accountant. You are over 35 or 45. You feel that health has become a luxury you can barely afford. They have brainwashed you into believing that without wild salmon, avocados, and quinoa, you will never live to see your great-grandchildren. Today we are staging a public execution of the food elite. We will prove that in your fridge, among the basic jars and grain bags, lies real gold, while you look longingly at the price tags in the gourmet aisle. 33 products that cost pennies but absolutely destroy the hyped-up superfoods in every category. Grab your notebooks. We are about to humiliate the world of high-end nutrition. Welcome to the massive financial massacre. Let us begin. Product 1. Sardines versus fresh bluefin tuna. So, you fancy yourself a connoisseur of the deep blue, shelling out half your paycheck for a sliver of tuna sashimi at some overpriced downtown bistro? Sit down, pour yourself a plain black coffee, and prepare for a reality check. You are 45 years old, and you have been brainwashed into thinking that only expensive red fish will save your artery. Look at the bottom shelf of the grocery store. There she is, the humble, proletarian sardine. While you chase farm-raised salmon fed on dyes to look pink, this tiny warrior is a nutritional powerhouse. 100 grams of sardines contains more omega-3 fatty acids than a massive tuna steak, and without the neurotoxic load of mercury. Large predators live long enough to become swimming thermometers of heavy metals, but the sardine stays clean. It is a wild silver bullet for your brain and heart, costing exactly 5% of your sushi habit. Stop paying for the predator's status and start eating like a smart survivor. Indeed. Product 2. Frozen spinach versus fresh organic kale. Next up on our list of culinary crimes is the obsession with fresh kale. You buy a bag of organic kale for $7, let it wilt in the crisper for 3 days, and then choke it down in a smoothie, feeling like a Zen master. Let me introduce you to the frozen block of spinach. While your fresh greens lose 50% of their folate and vitamin C during the truck ride from California to your local store, the humble frozen spinach is flash frozen within 4 hours of harvest. This locks in the nutrients at their absolute peak. Gram for gram, that cheap frozen brick contains more lutein for your eyes and more iron for your blood than the trendy kale you see on Instagram. It is not about the aesthetic of the salad bowl. It is about the bioavailability of the minerals. You are literally paying for the privilege of eating decaying leaves, when the real gold is hidden in the freezer aisle for $1. This is how you win the game of health without going broke. Trust me on this one. Product 3. Sunflower seeds versus almonds and macadamias. Enter the world of premium nuts, where a small bag of macadamias costs more than a decent bottle of scotch. We are told almonds are the key to eternal youth, so we dutifully sip our almond milk and crunch on our expensive snacks. Meanwhile, the humble sunflower seed is laughing at us from the birdcage section. Did you know that sunflower seeds contain significantly more vitamin E, the holy grail of antioxidants, than the praised almond? 100 grams provides over 130% of your daily requirement. They are also loaded with magnesium to keep your nervous system from exploding when you see your tax return. While hipsters chew on bland chia seeds, smart people are getting their hit of phytosterols and minerals from the most democratic snack on earth. Stop paying for the California lifestyle label and start eating the seeds that actually protect your cells from aging. It is a total blowout in the nutritional arena. Stop the madness and buy the bag of Sunnies. Product 4. Buckwheat versus trendy Peruvian quinoa. Quinoa, the gold of the Incas. It sounds exotic, mysterious, and expensive. We boil this tasteless grain feeling like we have joined an ancient civilization, while ignoring the real treasure sitting right under our noses, buckwheat. Despite the name, it is gluten-free and not even a grain, but a seed. Buckwheat contains more fiber and a more complete amino acid profile than almost any quote-unquote superfood grain on the market. It is packed with rutin, a bioflavonoid that strengthens your blood vessels and prevents them from turning into brittle glass as you age. While quinoa travels thousands of miles, burning jet fuel and inflating its price, buckwheat grows quietly and cheaply, offering you a massive dose of iron, phosphorus, and B vitamins. It even helps regulate blood sugar levels better than its South American rival. Why pay for a plane ticket to Lima when you can get superior vascular health for 60 cents a pound? The Incas were smart, but your wallet needs to be smarter today. Choose the real deal. Product 5. Chicken liver versus Wagyu beefsteak. We have been taught to view organ meats as poverty food, something we leave for the cats while we crave a marbleized ribeye. Let us apply some cold, hard biochemistry to that snobbery. A steak is just a tasty piece of protein and fat. The liver, however, is nature's most concentrated multivitamin. It is not a filter that stores toxins. It is a processing plant that stores the most valuable nutrients for life. One serving of chicken liver provides more vitamin A than a mountain of carrots, and more vitamin B12 than a week's worth of expensive beef. It is the densest source of heme iron and folate available to man. If marketers could put it in a shiny capsule and call it Biohacker Booster, they would charge you $100 a bottle. Instead, it sits in the butcher's case for pennies because we forgot how to cook. Stop eating for status and start eating for cellular energy. Your liver is the true king of the kitchen. Do not be a fool for the marketing hype. Product 6. Sauerkraut versus expensive probiotic capsules. The wellness industry wants you to buy $30 bottles of shelf-stable probiotics, promising to fix your gut with a few dried-up microbes. It is a beautiful scam. Now, look at a jar of traditional salt-fermented sauerkraut. This is a biological weapon against inflammation. One single serving of raw sauerkraut contains trillions of live lactobacilli, far more than any pharmaceutical capsule could ever dream of holding. As it ferments, the cabbage also creates enzymes that help you digest protein and absorb minerals. It is rich in vitamin K2, which keeps calcium in your bones and out of your arteries, a critical factor for anyone over 40. You are getting a massive dose of vitamin C and a gut-healing elixir for the price of a head of cabbage and some salt. Captain Cook used it to stop scurvy on long voyages, and he did not need a laboratory. Stop swallowing plastic pills and start eating live, vibrating food. It is the ultimate insurance for your immune system. Period. Product 7. Canned mackerel versus wild Atlantic salmon. We are told that to save our hearts, we must eat wild salmon. So we go to the store and find Atlantic salmon that is actually farm-raised in a crowded cage, pumped with antibiotics, and fed pink pellets so it does not look gray. You are paying for a lie. Turn your eyes to the canned mackerel. Like the sardine, it is a small, wild fish that does not live long enough to accumulate the heavy metals found in larger predators. Mackerel is an absolute titan of vitamin D and B12, and its omega-3 content often rivals or beats the most expensive salmon on the market. It is oily, flavorful, and virtually impossible to overcook. While the elite fight over sustainably sourced labels, you can buy a can of mackerel that is naturally sustainable, wild by definition, and packed with more heart-protecting fats than a luxury fillet. It is time to stop being a victim of the red fish propaganda. Silverfish are the real secret to longevity and a fat bank account. Think about it. Product 8. Hibiscus tea versus acai and goji berries. The acai bowl is the ultimate symbol of the wellness era, costing $15 and promising a fountain of antioxidants. Meanwhile, the humble hibiscus flower is dried and sold for pennies in the spice aisle. Scientific studies show that hibiscus tea has one of the highest antioxidant profiles of any beverage, often exceeding the trendy super berries from the rainforest. It is a natural ACE inhibitor, meaning it helps lower blood pressure as effectively as some mild medications, without the side effects. It is loaded with anthocyanins, the same pigments that make blueberries famous, but in a much more concentrated, drinkable form. You can brew a gallon of this deep red elixir for the price of a single acai smoothie. It protects your liver, clears your skin, and tastes like a tart summer day. Why pay for the shipping costs of a berry from the Amazon when the most powerful antioxidant, tea, is already in your local market? Switch your morning juice for hibiscus and watch your numbers improve. Product 9. Red lentils versus grass-fed ground beef. Everyone says a real man needs a steak to get his protein, but as we cross the 40-year mark, our digestion slows and our cholesterol levels start to creep up. Enter the red lentil. This is the most underrated protein source in the Western world. Unlike beans, you do not need to soak them for 3 days. They cook in 15 minutes and provide 24 grams of protein per 100 grams of dry product. That is nearly identical to beef, but with 0 grams of saturated fat and a massive 20 grams of fiber. Fiber is what clears the bad cholesterol out of your system like a broom. Lentils are also exploding with folate and manganese, which are essential for DNA repair and bone health. You can feed a family of 4 a high-protein, heart-healthy meal for less than $3. It is not about becoming a vegetarian. It is about being a mathematical genius with your nutrition. Save the steak for a rare treat and build your foundation on the mighty lentil. Truly. Product 10. Pumpkin seeds versus zinc supplements. Gentlemen, let us talk about your vitality. The supplement industry makes billions selling testosterone boosters and prostate support pills. Most of them are just overpriced zinc and plant sterols. Now, look at a handful of green pumpkin seeds. They are one of the richest plant sources of zinc on the planet. Zinc is the fundamental mineral for male hormonal health and immune function. 100 grams of these seeds provides nearly 80% of your daily requirement. They are also packed with tryptophan, which your brain converts into serotonin to help you sleep and feel happy. Instead of swallowing a synthetic tablet that your body might not even absorb, you could be snacking on raw, delicious seeds that provide the exact same benefits for a fraction of the cost. They are the ultimate man food, protecting your prostate and your hair follicles while you just sit there and chew. Stop buying the alpha marketing in a bottle and start eating the seeds of the earth. Real power is cheap. Product 11. Roasted chickpeas versus processed protein bars. Listen to the crinkle of that $5 protein bar, wrapped in shiny foil and promising a sculpted physique. You are chewing on soy isolates, artificial sweeteners, and palm oil, thinking you are a fitness god. Now, look at a bag of dried chickpeas. $1. If you roast these little pebbles with a bit of olive oil and salt, you get a crunchy snack that is exploding with plant-based protein and slow-burning complex carbohydrates. Chickpeas are loaded with manganese and folate, providing a steady stream of energy without the insulin spike of a processed bar. They contain 12 grams of fiber per cup, acting like a biological scrub brush for your colon. While the gym bros spend $50 a week on muscle snacks, you are fueling your body with a legume that has sustained civilizations for thousands of years. It is satiating, heart-healthy, and keeps your blood sugar stable. Stop paying for the high-protein label and start eating real food that actually grows in the ground. Real math. Product 12. Raw beets versus pre-workout supplements. Athletes and men over 40 often buy expensive supplements containing L-arginine and nitric oxide boosters to get the blood pumping in the gym and the bedroom. They pay $50 for a tub of flavored chemicals. Why? When the humble, dirt-covered beet sitting in your produce aisle is a literal shot of natural, performance-enhancing drugs. Beets are packed with inorganic nitrates that your body converts into nitric oxide. This molecule relaxes your blood vessels, lowers your blood pressure, and significantly improves oxygen delivery to every single organ in your body. Research shows that drinking beet juice can increase stamina by up to 16%. It is a legal, natural doper that costs almost nothing. The only side effect is that your bathroom trips might look alarming the next morning, but that is just a sign that the pigments are working. Eat your borscht or roast them whole. Forget the neon powders. Nature already built the perfect pump in a root vegetable. Cool. Product 13. Ground flax seeds versus trendy chia seeds. The marketing machine has made chia seeds the darling of the health world. You pay $10 for a bag of tiny black dots because they have omega-3 and fiber. Let me let you in on a secret. The humble flaxseed is a superior weapon for half the price. 100 grams of flax contains nearly 23 grams of alpha-linolenic acid, which is significantly more than chia. But the real ace is the lignin content. Flax seeds contain up to 800 times more lignins than any other plant. These are powerful phytoestrogens that help balance hormones in both men and women, acting as a shield against hormone-sensitive cancers like prostate and breast cancer. They are a vascular miracle and a digestive broom in one. Just remember to grind them yourself in a cheap coffee grinder. Otherwise, they pass through you like tiny, indestructible tourists. You are getting world-class cancer protection and heart health for the price of a box of matches. Stop buying the South American hype. Done. Product 14. Cold potatoes versus expensive avocado toast. Potatoes have been demonized by every low-carb guru on the internet. It is just starch, they scream, while reaching for an expensive sweet potato or a $5 avocado. Here's the trick that the diet experts do not want you to know. If you boil a regular potato and let it cool down in the fridge, a miracle of chemistry called starch retrogradation occurs. The digestible starch turns into resistant starch. It no longer spikes your blood sugar. Instead, it travels to your large intestine where it feeds your beneficial gut bacteria, acting as a high-end prebiotic. It creates butyrate, a fatty acid that heals your gut lining and prevents inflammation. Cold potato salad is not a carb bomb. It is a medical-grade treatment for your microbiome. Plus, potatoes have more potassium than bananas, protecting your heart and keeping your blood pressure in check. It is the cheapest superfood in the supermarket, but you have to eat it cold to unlock the magic. Stop being afraid of the peasant food. Product 15. Tomato paste versus fresh winter tomatoes. During winter, we reach for fresh tomatoes that taste like wet cardboard and have the nutritional value of a plastic bag. We pay premium prices for vine-ripened lies. Meanwhile, a tiny can of tomato paste sits on the shelf for 50 cents, ignored and lonely. This is a massive mistake. Tomato paste is a concentrated source of lycopene, one of the most powerful antioxidants for skin health and prostate protection. The magic of lycopene is that it is actually unlocked by heat. 1 tablespoon of cooked tomato paste contains 10 times more bioavailable lycopene than a raw, expensive winter tomato. It is essentially a natural sunscreen and an internal anti-aging serum. If you add a drop of olive oil, the absorption skyrockets. You are getting a pharmaceutical-grade dose of phytonutrients for the cost of loose change. Stop chasing the fresh aesthetic in January and start using the concentrated power of the can. It is better for your DNA and your wallet. Success is a choice here. Product 16. Pearl barley versus expensive brown rice. Brown rice is the gold standard of the fitness world, but it is often expensive and can contain traces of arsenic depending on where it is grown. Switch your attention to pearl barley. This is the grain that built empires, and it is dirt cheap. Barley is unique because it contains horticin, a natural antibacterial agent, and it is absolutely loaded with beta-glucans. These are the same special fibers found in expensive oats that actively scrub cholesterol out of your blood and boost your immune system's natural killer cells. It has a lower glycemic index than almost any other grain, providing hours of steady energy for your brain and muscles. While others are overpaying for ancient grains from thousands of miles away, you can enjoy a grain that supports your heart, your gut, and your metabolism for a few pennies a serving. Properly cooked in a slow stew, it is a culinary masterpiece that makes your arteries feel like they are 20 years younger. Focus on the barley and save your money. Product 17. Canned cod liver versus vitamin D supplements. You go to the pharmacy and spend $40 on premium fish oil capsules and vitamin D drops to survive the dark winter months. You are swallowing synthetic pills and often rancid oil. Go to the canned fish aisle instead. Canned cod liver, not just the oil, but the actual liver, is nature's most potent biological supplement. 100 grams contains 10 times the daily requirement of vitamin D and 5 times the requirement of vitamin A. It is the richest source of natural omega-3 fatty acids in existence. One small portion a week is enough to fully recharge your immune system and your bone density. It is the real-world version of the elixir of life that our grandparents used to stay strong in harsh climates. It is rich, creamy, and contains 0 synthetic fillers. You are getting the world's most powerful fat-soluble vitamins for the price of a cup of coffee. Stop buying the plastic bottles and start eating the real thing. It is the ultimate biohack for anyone over 40. Product 18. White cabbage versus expensive designer kale. Kale and bok choy have become the status symbols of the juice bar, costing a fortune per pound. But the plain, heavy head of white cabbage sitting at the bottom of the bin is actually a powerhouse of cancer-fighting chemistry. Cabbage contains sulforaphane and indoles, compounds that have been scientifically proven to detoxify the liver and kill precancerous cells. To unlock this nuclear benefit, you just have to chop it finely and let it sit on the cutting board for 40 minutes before cooking or eating it raw. This allows the enzymes to create the maximum amount of medicine. It is a massive source of vitamin K and vitamin C, and it costs almost nothing. While the elite are blending expensive greens that go bad in 2 days, you can keep a head of cabbage in your fridge for a month. It is the ultimate survival food that keeps your cells young and your bank account full. Do not let the simplicity fool you. It is a nutritional titan. Smart people know this is the only way to go. Product 19. Frozen blackberries versus fresh blueberries. Fresh blueberries in the middle of winter are a scam. They are picked green, shipped across the ocean, and lose their antioxidants every mile they travel. Instead, grab a bag of frozen blackberries or currants from the freezer. Because they are frozen immediately after harvest, they contain more anthocyanins, the dark pigments that protect your brain from dementia, than the fresh fruit on the shelf. Blackberries are also packed with fiber and have one of the lowest sugar contents of any fruit, making them perfect for weight management and insulin sensitivity. They contain more vitamin K and manganese than their more expensive cousins. You can throw a handful into your morning oats and get a massive hit of anti-aging chemicals for a fraction of the price of the air-freighted berries. It is time to stop paying for the fresh label and start paying for the actual nutrients. The freezer is where the real value is hidden. Your brain and your budget will thank you for being so wise today. Product 20. Unrefined sunflower oil versus luxury olive oil. We are told that we must use extra virgin olive oil for everything, even if it costs $20 a bottle. While olive oil is great, unrefined, fragrant sunflower oil is an underrated antioxidant champion. It contains 4 times more vitamin E, the primary vitamin for skin elasticity and reproductive health, than olive oil. While the Mediterranean branding sells us a dream of longevity, our local sunflower seeds provide a more powerful shield against the free radicals that age our cells. As long as you choose the unrefined, cold-pressed version that smells like real seeds, you are getting a massive dose of phospholipids and sterols that support your cell membranes. Use it for your salads and let your skin glow on a budget. You do not need to pay a, quote, luxury tax to an Italian conglomerate to get healthy fats. Our local seeds are more than enough to keep you young, vibrant, and financially stable. Use your brain, not just your wallet, when you shop for oil. It is time for a change. Product 21. Chicken hearts versus expensive energy drinks. Expensive energy drinks promise to give you wings with added taurine. You spend $4 on a can of chemicals. Meanwhile, chicken hearts are sitting in the meat aisle for $3 a pound. They are pure muscle. They are the most concentrated source of natural taurine and coenzyme Q10 on the planet. These nutrients are critical for heart health and cellular energy. While women spend $50 on face creams with Q10, you can eat it for pennies and nourish your heart and skin from the inside out. It is a biological engine in a small package. Don't be squeamish, be smart. Stew them slowly with onions, and you have a meal that supports your cardiac output and your longevity better than any superfood steak. You are getting the building blocks of life for the price of a candy bar. Stop paying for the energy marketing and start eating the actual organs that produce it. This is how you fuel a machine that lasts 80 years or more. Real power is in the offal. Yes, indeed, it is so. Product 22. Traditional kefir versus sugary probiotic shots. The dairy aisle is full of probiotic shots in tiny plastic bottles that cost a fortune. They are often loaded with sugar and pasteurized to the point of being dead on arrival. Turn to the plain, unsweetened kefir. This is a living ecosystem of over 30 different strains of bacteria and beneficial yeasts. Unlike yogurt, which only has 2 or 3 strains, kefir actually colonizes the gut, creating a fortress of immunity. It is the original elixir of youth from the Caucasus Mountains. 1 glass of kefir at night provides more gut-healing power than a $100 supply of pharmacy pills. It assists in the digestion of lactose and helps stabilize your mood by producing serotonin in your gut. You are buying a self-sustaining biolab in a bottle for less than $2. Stop falling for the gut health branding and return to the fermented truth. Your immune system is 90% in your colon, so stop feeding it sugar and start feeding it real, live microbes. Correct. Truly, it is a win. Product 23. Onion skins versus quercetin supplements. Every day you peel an onion and throw the dry, papery skin in the trash. You are literally throwing away the most concentrated source of quercetin on the planet. Quercetin is a powerful flavonoid that acts as a natural antihistamine and a potent protector of your blood vessels. It prevents the inflammation that leads to heart disease and helps your lungs breathe easier. Instead of buying $60 quercetin capsules, just wash the outer skins of your onions and drop them into your soup or stew while it boils. The heat extracts the medicine into the broth, turning it a beautiful golden color. Then, simply fish the skins out and discard them. You have just fortified your dinner with a pharmaceutical-grade antioxidant for absolutely zero cost. It is a secret that grandmothers knew for centuries, but we forgot because we wanted clean vegetables. Stop wasting your medicine. The best part of the plant is often what we throw away. Keep the skins and keep your vascular health. Forever. It is smart. Product 24. Real cocoa powder versus artisanal dark chocolate. Artisanal dark chocolate bars with 70% cocoa cost $6 and are sold as health food. But half of that bar is fat and sugar. If you want the real benefit, the flavanols that dilate your arteries and sharpen your brain, go to the baking aisle. Buy a tin of plain, unsweetened cocoa powder. It is the defatted remains of the cocoa bean, which means it contains almost all the antioxidants and the rare PQQ molecule that helps your cells grow new mitochondria. 1 tablespoon of cocoa in hot water or milk has 5 times the antioxidant power of that expensive bar, without the calorie bomb. It lowers blood pressure and improves blood flow to the brain, helping you stay sharp as you cross 50. It is a cognitive enhancer that costs 20 cents a serving. Stop paying for the luxury experience and start using the raw material that actually works. Drink your cocoa like a scientist, not a tourist. Your brain and your heart will thank you for the extra energy. Done. It works. Product 25. Simple gelatin versus powdered collagen. Women and athletes are currently obsessed with hydrolyzed collagen powders that cost $50 for a small tub. They put it in their coffee, hoping to fix their joints and erase their wrinkles. But look at the baking section for plain, unflavored gelatin. It is the exact same substance, partially broken down collagen from animals. When you ingest gelatin, your body breaks it into the same amino acids used to rebuild your cartilage and skin. $1 worth of gelatin provides the same structural building blocks as $10 worth of designer collagen. You can make your own fruit gummies or add it to soups to give them a rich texture. It strengthens your gut lining, improves your hair, and keeps your knees from clicking like a grandfather clock. Stop paying for the glow marketing and the fancy canisters. Nature does not care about the label. It only cares about the glycine and proline content. Gelatin is the ultimate anti-aging hack for the working man. Trust me, it is true. Product 26. Chicken eggs versus expensive protein shakes. The fitness industry wants you to buy isolate protein powders that taste like chemical vanilla and cost a fortune. But the perfect protein, the gold standard by which all others are measured, is the humble chicken egg. It has a biological value of 100, meaning your body can use every single gram of it. But the real treasure is in the yolk, choline. Choline is the precursor to acetylcholine, the neurotransmitter responsible for memory and muscle control. Without it, your brain fog will only get worse as you age. 2 eggs provide nearly 50% of your daily requirement for a fraction of the cost of a brain booster supplement. While people are drinking chalky shakes, you are eating a whole food powerhouse that supports your liver and your nervous system. It is a biological miracle in a biodegradable shell. Stop being afraid of cholesterol. Your brain is made of it. Eat your eggs and keep your mind sharp for the rest of your long, healthy, and very wealthy life. Yes, this is it. Product 27. Frozen peas versus imported winter vegetables. In the middle of winter, we buy fresh imported asparagus that tastes like wood and costs $8 a bunch. This is madness. Go to the freezer and grab a bag of frozen sweet peas. They are flash frozen within 2 hours of being picked, locking in their vitamin C, vitamin K, and fiber at the absolute peak of perfection. A single cup of peas has 8 grams of plant-based protein and more fiber than a bowl of oatmeal. They are packed with lutein for your eye health, which is critical as we spend more time staring at screens. Because they are frozen, they require no preservatives and are always in season. You are getting a high-protein, high-fiber side dish for 50 cents. It is the most efficient way to get your greens when the world outside is gray and cold. Stop paying for the carbon footprint of air-freighted vegetables and start using the technology of the freezer to protect your health. It is a masterclass in efficiency and nutrition. Simple. It works every time. Done. Product 28. Turmeric versus anti-inflammatory drugs. Pharmaceutical companies make billions selling anti-inflammatory drugs that eat a hole in your stomach lining. If your joints ache, reach for the yellow powder in your spice rack. Turmeric contains curcumin, a compound so powerful it has been shown in clinical trials to match the effects of ibuprofen for arthritis pain. But there is a catch. Your body cannot absorb it alone. You must add a pinch of black pepper. The piperine in the pepper increases the absorption of curcumin by 2,000%. This is not a spice, it is a medicine. Use it in your cooking every day to lower the systemic inflammation that drives aging, cancer, and heart disease. You can buy a pound of turmeric for the price of 1 bottle of pills. It is a systemic coolant for your body that costs almost nothing. Just remember the pepper, or you are just making your food yellow. Stop being a victim of chronic pain and start using the chemistry of the earth to heal your tissues. This is the way, believe me, yes. Product 29. Hot mustard versus expensive fat burners. The fat burner industry sells pills filled with caffeine and green tea extract that make your heart race and your wallet thin. If you want to actually boost your metabolism, eat a spoonful of real, spicy mustard. The compounds that give mustard its kick, allyl isothiocyanate, trigger thermogenesis, which is the process of your body burning fat to create heat. Research shows that eating spicy mustard can boost your metabolic rate by up to 25% for several hours after a meal. It also contains selenium and magnesium, which support your thyroid and your heart. It is the ultimate lazy man's workout. Slather it on your meat or your sandwiches and feel the burn. It is a natural, safe, and effective way to squeeze a little more calorie burning out of your day for the price of a jar of condiments. Stop paying for heart palpitations in a bottle and start using the condiment that has been used for medicinal purposes since ancient Rome. It is time to get spicy and stay lean. Correct, it works. Product 30. Cottage cheese versus nighttime supplements. Bodybuilders buy expensive casein protein to drink before bed, believing it is the only way to prevent muscle loss during the night. They pay $60 for a tub of flavored powder. Meanwhile, cottage cheese is sitting right there. It is the purest natural source of slow-digesting casein protein on Earth. It forms a bolus in your stomach that releases amino acids into your bloodstream for 7 hours while you sleep. It is also an absolute titan of calcium and phosphorus, which keep your bones from becoming brittle as you cross the 50-year mark. A single cup has 28 grams of protein, more than most expensive shakes, and 0 artificial sweeteners. It is the ultimate repair food for your body. Eat it with a few of those frozen berries we talked about, and you have a medical-grade recovery meal for less than $1. Stop buying the supplement lies and start eating the concentrated power of dairy. It is the secret to staying strong and sturdy without the bro science tax. It is brilliant. Product 31. Fresh parsley versus expensive super green powders. Designer super greens powders are the biggest grift in the supplement world. You pay $80 for a jar of dehydrated pond scum and grass clippings. Look at the parsley. This is not just a garnish to be pushed to the side of your plate. It is a pharmaceutical-grade plant. Parsley contains 3 times more vitamin C than an orange and is one of the highest sources of vitamin K1, which is vital for your bone density and blood clotting. But the real miracle is apigenin. This flavonoid has been shown in modern oncology research to induce apoptosis, the self-destruction of cancer cells. It is a biological shield that costs 50 cents for a massive bunch. While the wellness crowd is stirring expensive green sludge into their water, you should be eating parsley by the handful. It detoxifies the liver, freshens your breath, and protects your DNA for a few pennies. Stop paying for the powder and start eating the leaf. It is the cheapest cancer prevention plan you can find. Done! Product 32. Raw garlic versus expensive elderberry immune boosters. We spend a fortune on immune boosters and natural antibiotics when the most powerful medicine is sitting in a white bulb on your counter. Raw garlic. When you crush or chop garlic and let it sit for 10 minutes, a chemical reaction creates allicin. This is a potent sulfur compound that has been proven to be as effective as some low-level antibiotics in killing bad bacteria and viruses. It is a cardiovascular miracle that lowers blood pressure and cleans out your arteries like a liquid plumber. While you are reaching for $60 bottles of elderberry defense, the humble garlic clove is waiting to destroy your cold and flu before it even starts. It is the original peasant medicine that keeps you alive and thriving. You can buy enough garlic to protect your entire family for the price of a single fancy latte. Stop being afraid of the smell and start being afraid of the hospital bills. It is the ultimate insurance policy. Embrace the stink and save your life. Today, now, go! Product 33. Filtered tap water versus premium bottled water brands. And finally, the ultimate marketing trap. Bottled water. You lug heavy plastic cases of artesian or glacier water from the store, paying $2 a bottle for a liquid that falls from the sky for free. In most cases, that pure water is just filtered tap water with a picture of a mountain on the label. You are paying for the plastic and the marketing, not the H2O. Worse, that plastic leaches endocrine-disrupting chemicals into your water every minute it sits on a hot shelf. Get a high-quality water filter for your home. It will pay for itself in 2 months. Water is a simple molecule. It does not have memory or healing energy. It just needs to be clean. Stop being a victim of the luxury hydration industry. Use the money you save to buy more of the sardines and sauerkraut we talked about. You are a rational human being, not a nomad in a desert. Stop paying for the bottle and start drinking for health. This is the final step to your financial and physical freedom. True,